What's good, guys? Hope you guys are having a great day. God bless. I want to say we had a beautiful week, guys. We're on a two-fight losing streak with lock of the week losing skid with Gene Silva and Ruffy. And man, what I say, the best thing about hitting rock bottom is that there's only one way to go, baby, and that's up. I want to say a big thank you to all you guys that have stayed true and through within everything that's been going on, guys. Shout out to the real ones. Lock of the week is back, baby. We hit it with Navajo, and we went 10-2. We only got 2 picks wrong. We're going to be doing our UFC 320 full card predictions, but let's talk about last week very quickly, a little bit of a recap. Guys, shout out to the prediction tracker, guys. We ended up making it. Obviously, it's in alphabetical order, but me and Uncle Weezy, hey, maybe a future collab coming in. That's what it means. So shout out to Prediction Tracker, my guy. Thank you for putting me on there, my guy. I appreciate it because every Friday I type it in the community post. Thank you guys for liking my community post. And I add them at Prediction Tracker and I tell them my picks. So if you can't see the video, maybe you're on borrowed time, you can just look at my quick picks on the community tab. And I have you guys there. So shout out to all you guys, MMA experts, KZ, Mike Finch. It's amazing to be up here with the GOATs. So let's go. But we got to be consistent. Now we're going to talk about the bets. But let's talk about how we did. We only got 2 wrong. Petrosky. I pick flip from Colby to Musasa. I should have just pick flip from Petrosky to Ralston. Sometimes it might not make sense in the moment, but it makes sense after. I got Petrosky and Matthews wrong. They ended up stopping the fight with Matthews. One thing that I was a little bit weird about was how they stopped it and then they let it go. Supposedly it was over, but then the ref said, oh, no, there's just so happened to be 1 second left of the round. Oh, let's continue this fight. And, of course, the way I compare Neil Magny is like Charles Johnson. Both of these guys come out hard in round 3. At the beginning of round 3, I was like, fuck, bro. This is going to be Magny's, he's going to be the most dangerous in this round. And, guys, I had a parlay with Matthews as well, and that didn't come in clutch as well. I'll show you guys it. But Alexia, a beautiful win. I loved her wrestling. I loved the wrestling. Last night was a wrestling night. A really wrestling grappling clinic. Brando Perseric, shout out to you, my guy. Beautiful. Beautiful knockout. Michelle Montague was my favorite performance of the entire night. Michelle had the best wrestling. She had better shot selection, better singles, better double legs than Colby Thickenese. Colby was kind of getting, worked. His leg kick. He kind of struggled to get that takedown in round 2. Got it in round 1. Was getting pieced up in round 2, leaking. Then in round 3, it took him forever to get that takedown. And it's like the shot selection. He's going for the same type of takedown where he kind of drags you against, tries to go for the trip. Go to single, double. If you're on the fence and you're trying to go for that double and you can't get the double, transition to single. Try to take the back. I like Michelle Montague because she's so good not in the striking, but in the grappling, where her shot selection is so much better than a guy like Colby, where if Colby had just a little bit more better technique, he would have been able to at least perform a little bit better, get the takedowns. Obviously, he still won, but it's fights like that where technique is very important because before you know it, a guy who's more dangerous than Musasa could put your lights out. Malarkey with the wrestling clinic, but man, those last 2 to 3 minutes were survive. It was crazy. Petrosky got finished, whatever. It's not Petrosky if it's not him getting finished and losing. I can't remember the last time I hit a bet with Petrosky. Sterling and Bellato, beautiful performance from Sterling. Is what I like to see, that you can go the distance, go full 15. You could go war. And then we'll get the knockouts. We'll let it marinate. We'll get the knockouts a little bit later in your career. Nolan got dropped. I ended up getting him at a plus 152. Because I was like, fuck it, bro. Let's go. This is what it's about. Let's go. And this night was probably one of my best nights for betting because usually when I'm live betting, I never get them at a plus 152. Sometimes it's like, by the time I get it, it's already minus 112. But in this case, thank to the bookie, let it go through. And Magny, of course, he finishes Jake Matthews. I can't even believe I'm saying that right now. Jenkins, guys, I had a psycho parlay with Matthews, decision, Crute, sub, and Ulber KO. That one, it didn't hit with Matthews, so I did the exact same thing, and I put Jenkins, decision, Crute, sub, and Ulber KO. Man, it was a beautiful night. I'll show you guys right now. Overall, we did very good on the picks. We're looking to continue it in UFC 320. We hit with Michelle Montague at a minus 260 and Navajo at a minus 270. Put $50 on it. Let's go, cash out. Let's go. Then this one was the one that I lost. I do a lot of parlays like this: $3, $2, $1, 25 cents. I'm not really scared to put, a little bit of amount of change unless I'm very confident. So I went Jack Jenkins, Jimmy Crute, and over 2.5 for plus 384. So I put $3 on it. didn't hit. And then with this one, I went a little bit more crazy. This was the big play that I made of the night. You know, I wait for the main card, so I was like, let's go Jake Matthews and Olberg. Let's go. And when I hit, I was like, let's go. But I lost 100, guys. Lost 100 on Matthews and Carlos Olberg. That parlay didn't hit. I should have cashed out in the third round. But I don't cash out. We let it ride. And then I was like, let's bounce back. Obviously, we have Tom Nolan. I believe this was before, though. We hit Tom Nolan at a plus 154. Beautiful, beautiful. So that's why I was a little bit overconfident. I was like, you know what? Let me put 100 down because I was winning. But then, you know, obviously, Jake Matthews lost. And then we hit with the Tom Nolan, right? And then this is when I was like, let me make the same cycle parlay that I made before, but with Jack Jenkins. Jenkins by points, Jimmy Crute by submission, and Carlos Olberg by KO, plus 1541. And we hit. I should have put 20 bucks on it or even more, but you know, I go a little bit crazy, 5, 10. I don't go too crazy unless I'm very confident in like a 2-leg parlay. So I put 10 bucks. We win 164. Beautiful, by far one of the best cycle parlays I've ever hit. And then Jack Jenkins and Carlos Olberg. I got him at a minus 550. I did live bet because I was like, you know what? Let's just try to get that 100 back. And we hit with that. And then last but not least, put a 25 on over 2.5, which was part of the bonus. Both of the bonuses hit for 6 best bets. Under 2.5, Tom Nolan, and the over 2.5, Jack Jenkins, Roman Tavares fight. Jimmy Crute and Carlos Olberg, 25 to win 79. Let's go, my guy. Let's go. Now let's break down the entire card. 14-fight card. Enough gish galloping. Let's get right into it. 14-fight card. You guys know I break this down a lot on the live stream, so tune into the lives. You know, I might go live tomorrow, Tuesday. We'll see what it is. If I got messy hair, you know, I just came home. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the fights. That's what we're here for. Let me just blow my nose. All right, here we go, boys and girls. Veronica Hardy minus 620. Brogdon Walker plus 400. I love Tapology. I know I was thinking about using something else. I was thinking about using the UFC website, but in Tapology I can see their last 5 fights and I can get a lot of information with just looking at a screen more than I can get with the UFC website. Minus 620 for Veronica Hardy, Brogdon Walker plus 400. Veronica Hardy is someone who I always looked forward to watching her fight. She's only 29 years old and has gotten so much better ever since she met Dan Hardy, in my honest opinion. Let me just fix my headset, guys. In my honest opinion, she's only 29 years old, has gotten so much better ever since she's met Dan Hardy. I used to watch Dan Hardy in the War Room all the time. He actually just did a War Room today about Paul Hughes and Nurmagomedov. I was watching it. It was amazing. And he's a mastermind. Combine that with Veronica Hardy's athleticism, you can create a really good athlete. Veronica is 5'4", 64-inch reach, 3-2 out of her last 5. Her 2 most recent losses are to B. Malecki 5 years ago, and most recently Eduarda Mora. She lost to her due to the grappling. Veronica is a true technician, a 5-time Taekwondo champion, light on her toes, looks to keep it on the feet, can have a lot of success with her in-and-out style, but if she does get taken down, she does struggle. Matched up against Brogdon Walker. Walker is 7-4 overall, 36 years old. She is 0-2 in the UFC, 1-4 out of her last 5. Brogdon can wrestle. Walker eats one to give one. Not so well-rounded. She did make it to the Ultimate Fighter finale. The pick is going to be Veronica Hardy, but I like the double chance by submission on points, by KO on points, guys. The double chance is going to be very important for this card because I think double chances have saved me more than anything, guys. You know, sometimes with cycle parlays, you have to choose one method of victory each time. But, guys, I think more than anything in this game of gambling, I think that double chance is coming clutch more than anything else, in my opinion. More than plus 3.5s. More than, I don't know, what has come in clutch the most for you guys? You know, everybody has their own strategy. Plus 220 for Ramiz Brahimaj versus Austin Vanderford, minus 260. Ramiz Brahimaj has a 100% finish rate. He's 12-5, but don't let his record fool you. Ramiz was being trained by Saif Sayoud for a long time, up until he decided to switch gyms. He's gotten so much better since he left Saif Sayoud. He's only 32 years old, 3-2 out of his last 5, 11 submissions, 1 win by KO. Ramiz can struggle to get up at times, getting wrestled. Ramiz chases subs off of his back instead of getting up. But Ramiz is 4-3 overall in the UFC. He's on a 2-fight win streak, beating Mickey Gall and Billy Ray Golf. He lost to Core McGee, Themba Gorimbo as well. Matched up against Paige Van Zandt's boyfriend, Austin Vanderford. Vanderford stepped into the fight against Nikolay on short notice and is now in the UFC. He is 13-2 overall. Only 2 losses are to Gegard Mousasi, who I believe is one of the greatest. I know a lot of people say one of their favorite fighters of all time. And Aaron Jeffrey. Vanderford has American wrestling, not a striker, but can strike if he has to. His chin has been cracked He's also on a 2-fight win streak. Plots forward, looks to create chaos. His ground and pound is very good. Jiu-jitsu may be on Ramiz's side, but overall I think Vanderford can nullify Ramiz if he takes him down, avoid the submission attempts, and out-wrestle Ramiz Brahimaj. Austin Vanderford is going to be the pick. I like Vanderford by decision because Ramiz is tough. He's very tough, guys. I don't know if he's... This is why I love Tapology as well. He's only been finished once in the 3rd round, and that was by Max Griffin when his ear was coming off. It was a little bit of a, crazy, but he still showed how tough he is in that fight as well. I like Austin Vanderford by decision, but you guys know that double chance is what I really like by KO or on points. Punahele Soriano minus 235 versus Nikolay Veretennikov plus 180. Soriano pillow hands. Punahele pillow hands Soriano is something that I used to call Punahele Soriano because we made this joke when he couldn't finish Miguel Baeza. We made a joke saying, oh, he has pillow hands because he can't finish a guy who doesn't have a chin. And then what did he do his next fight? He KO'd Uros Medic, guys. Soriano's 11-4 overall, 5-4 in the UFC. His only losses are Brendan Allen, Nick Maximov, and Roman Kopylov, and Dustin Stolfus. He comes from Extreme Couture, and we saw CKB last time out. Yesterday, we saw them show out. Soriano is only 32 years old. He's a Division III All-American wrestler, but not the best takedown defense, but very good wrestling offensively. Ever since he moved down in weight, he has been doing so much better. After a couple of losses, a weight class change is the best option. So, guys, Soriano going down to welterweight was by far one of the best decisions that he's made in his career. Matched up against Nikolay. Nikolay is 35 years old, 13-6 overall, 3-2 out of his last 5. Excuse me, guys, my nose itches. His 2 most recent losses are Danny Barlow by split and Austin Vanderford, who we talked about earlier. He's a striker, throws the kitchen sink at you. Good kicks, he's durable, he has a chin, but is very open to takedowns, and he can adjust very well to his opponents. He's coming off of that win over Francisco Prado, where he wrestled very heavy. Punahele Soriano needs to grapple, get going, but he might be confident in his hands because he's just coming off of a KO, I believe, over Uros Medic. Guys, the pick is going to be Soriano to get started early, get the ball rolling. If you get tagged, set up the shots, singles, doubles, trips. I need variety in takedowns. I don't want to look at like Colby, relying on that holding against the fence and relying on that trip, that one trip, where you wrap it around the leg and you rely on that trip. I need you to go from single to double, take the back, trips, chain wrestle if you need to. Punahele by KO on points. I like that double chance, baby. It saves lives. Let's go, my guy, Punahele, for the dub. Patchy mix versus Jakub Wikłacz. Patchy minus 280. Jakub Wikłacz plus 210. If I didn't read the odds, guys, for one fight, it's because I just forgot to. It's not because I didn't have them up. Patchy flat-footed mix. The more I look at Patchy's resume, the more we can see where he struggles. Heading into the Mario Batista fight, he was 20-1, had a bunch of hype on him, but was coming off of a split decision win over Magomedov. And many can argue that he should have lost that bout against Magomedov. He won by split decision. Patchy's 32 years old, 4-1 out of his last 5, former Bellator world champion, coming off of a decision loss to Mario Batista. Patchy has decent kicks, leaves his head up in the air, doesn't move if his life depended on it, stays flat-footed, and if he can't get the ball rolling, he's a deer in the headlights. He needs takedowns, and he can start flowing once on top. Submission over position, though, that's how Patchy is. Looks to snatch something up. 13 subs overall, and a wide variety of different subs. Arm triangle, guillotine, Soloyev stretch, knee bar, great BJJ, matched up against Jakub Wikłacz. Jakub is 16-3 and 2 overall. Welcome to the UFC, Jakub, UFC newcomer. Welcome, my guy. Always good to see some new blood. Without Dana White Contender Series and without Ultimate Fighter, welcome to the UFC, Jakub. Jakub has never won by KO. Jakub has 10 wins by sub and 6 wins by decision, and 2 of them being by split. Jakub will be aware of the sub attempts. Patchy needed to lose his debut in order to be where he is now and win this fight. Both guys will grapple. This could be a very heavy scrambling match, but Patchy's going to be the pick. I like Patchy by submission on points. Sometimes when 2 grapplers fight, it's a striking battle. You never know, but I'm going to go Patchy. Get the job done, get the ball rolling by submission on points. Let's go, my guy Patchy, for the dub. Let's go. Macy Chiasson is back against Yana Santos. Now, shout out to the people who can pick women's MMA because it's always tough for me to pick women's MMA. Shout out to my guy Goldie. Whenever I see Macy, I think about the Ketlin Vieira fight where I was on Ketlin and then I pick flip to Macy, but Goldie. Shout out to Goldie, my guy. He was on Ketlen Vieira all the time. He's very good at women's MMA picks. And in picks in general. Minus 200 for Macy Chiasson. Yana Santos plus 154. This is a banger scrap. Macy is 10-4. I didn't like how she looked her last time out against Ketlen Vieira. She couldn't defend a takedown if her life depended on it. But she's only 34 years old. 3-2 out of her last 5. Losing to Irina Aldana, Ketlen Vieira. And she beat Norma Dumont by split, surprisingly. Penny Kenzad and Mayra Bueno Silva. She has a positive striking differential, but she does struggle if you get right in her face. She can wrestle better offensively than defensively, but she better have polished her takedown defense here. Matched up against Yana Santos. Yana is 16-8 overall. She's only 35 years old, 2-3 overall out of her last 5. And she was on a 3-fight losing skid at one point, losing to Irina Aldana, Holly Holm, and Carol Rosa. Lands almost 5 significant strikes per minute. She has volume on her side, good low kicks, and has the wrestling in her back pocket. She's now on a 2-fight win streak, beating Chelsea Chandler and Miesha Tate. Macy needs to go. She can't be hesitant. Yana will make Macy work for it. Macy needs to implement damage. Control can come later. Implement damage first. Plus 3.5 for Yana Santos isn't a bad spot, but you guys know me. I don't like the plus 3.5s. I don't know. I don't really have the best of luck with plus 3.5s, but a plus 3.5 in this case would be probably very good for Yana Santos. Macy Chiasson's going to be the pick. Low confidence. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to go by Kira on points. Let's go my girl Macy Chiasson. I'm going to need your help for that one, guys. Let's go. Daniel Willie Cat Santos versus Joe Sang-yu plus 102. Daniel Santos minus 130. Here we go. This is one of my most anticipated fights on the card. The Korean Conor McGregor Zombie Jr. Daniel Santos, shoot the Bucks. Daniel Willie Cat Santos was supposed to fight Davey Grant. He pulled out. Was supposed to fight Doohoo Choi. That fight got canceled. Too many canceled bouts with Danny Willie Cat Santos. Daniel is 3-1 in the UFC. Only loss is in the UFC is to Julio Arce. Decent chin. Even if dropped, he has great recovery. He can chase subs off of his back if taken down. He's on a 3-fight win streak now, beating John Castaneda, Johnny Munoz, and Jung Young Lee. Against Lee, he wrestled heavy that fight, matched up against the Korean Conor McGregor. Beautiful switch stance style, looks to counter. He can't apply pressure and wait for you to make a mistake and capitalize on it. He's accurate, good kicks, decent wrestling. Joe Sang-yu is undefeated. But we saw 2 undefeated fighters win last week, Navajo and Michelle, and that was a beautiful, beautiful performances from both of them. So I don't think, being undefeated means it's the end-all, be-all, but it does mean that you are a little bit more susceptible to losing. Joe Sang-yu is 1-0 in the UFC, came straight into the UFC without Dana White Contender Series or Ultimate Fighter. 4 KOs for Joe Sang-yu, 1 win by sub and 4 wins by decision. Joe Sang-yu is a dog, and it feels like bait, because he actually is the dog, funny enough. That KO over Jekasar guy was beautiful. I'm going to go with the counter-striker, Joe Sang-yu by Kira on points. Daniel Santos is UFC proven, but let's go you for the dub. Joe Sang-yu for the dub. Show me what you got, my guy. Show me what you got. Let's go, my guy. Let's go. Farid Basharat versus Chris Gutierrez. Farid minus 430. Chris Gutierrez plus 300. Guys, this is a banger scrap. The better Basharat brother, Farid Basharat. The more elite Basharat brother, Farid Basharat. It is a very competitive matchup. American top team versus Factory X Muay Thai. Farid is undefeated. 13-0. 28 years old. 1 KO win. 6 wins by sub and 6 wins by decision. Farid is a wrestler. Decent footwork. Can evade, counter, and has beautiful cardio and shot selection. He's very good at what he does. He's 4-0 in the UFC, 71-inch reach. Matched up against Chris Gutierrez. Good knee up the middle, great volume, great cardio, beautiful leg kicks. The way Chris Gutierrez finished Frankie Edgar, I believe he finished Frankie Edgar. Let me just double check, guys. Yeah, guys, the way he finished Frankie Edgar with a knee up the middle was absolutely beautiful. It was absolutely insane. I believe that was at MSG. Chris is 22-5-2, 3-2 out of his last 5. His 2 most recent losses are Pedro Munoz and Yadong Song. I didn't like how he looked against Yadong Song because he was kind of holding Yadong, kind of okay with getting, losing by decision rather than being urgent to get up and fight. He's on a 2-fight win streak now, beating Quang Lee and John Castaneda. Leg kicks will play a huge factor here. Chris has decent takedown defense, but once taken down, he can be controlled. He needs to polish his takedown defense and get up game. Farid Basharat needs to start early. I'm going to go Farid to win rounds 1 and 3. Farid by decision. Give me Farid by decision. Let's go, my guy. Let's go. But be careful with those leg kicks because they're going to add up, my boy. They're going to add up. Edmen Shahbazyan versus André Petrosky. André Muniz. I'm thinking about André Petrosky. Edmen Shahbazyan minus 290. André Petrosky plus 215. I don't know how to feel about Edmen Shahbazyan considering he dropped Petrosky and he couldn't finish him. We just saw Petrosky get finished by Cam Rawson at Perth. Edmen might not have as much power as I once thought, but obviously take it with a grain of salt. Maybe, styles make fights. Edmen Shahbazyan has found his groove at this stage in his career. I remember the day Edmen lost to Derek Brunson. Now he is 15-5 overall, 3-2 out of his last 5. Looking to extend his win streak to 3. His 2 most recent losses are to Anthony Hernandez and JM3. I think JM3 fight was a bad decision. He made, and he paid for it, guys. Against JM3, guys, he dropped him and then he went into his guard like an idiot. I don't know why. And he still did it. Like, let the ref stand him up. You could back up and be like, stand up, right? Like, I don't know if you thought of that. Edmen has 12 KOs, 11 in the first round, 1 win by sub, and 2 wins by decision. Edmen can make some questionable decisions, but I think he has put everything together to win this fight. He does leave himself open to a takedown. Terrible get-up game if taken down. Like, this guy's like a wet noodle on his back. Matched up against André Muniz. Muniz is a BJJ guy. Not too much on the striking, but great with grappling. Position over submission. Muniz has 4 wins by KO, 15 subs, and 5 wins by decision. André has been cracked. André is 35 years old, 24-7, 2-3 out of his last 5, losing to Brendan Allen, Paul Craig, and Ikram Alaskarov. The pick is going to be Edmen Shahbazyan. You better not gas Edmen. Lock in. Don't jump into the guard if you drop him, please. Edmen by KO is the play. I think we can make a nice little cycle parlay, guys, that I'm going to start including for my 6 best bets in my lock of the week. For the parlay section, I'm going to start including cycle parlays. I think there's something special about a cycle parlay, and I think we could cook up one here. Ateba Gutierrez. Ateba. When they talk about Ateba, guys, they talk about how much cartoons he watches. Ateba minus 850. Ozzy Diaz plus 500. This is a sacrifice. Bring out the lamb. Versus Ozzy Diaz. Ateba versus Ozzy Diaz is a banger fight. Ateba is the new generation. The Francis Ngannou of today, but at middleweight. Ateba is still so young. Although he looks much older, he's only 23 years old. Ateba is a freak of nature. 8-1 overall. 6'4", 81-inch reach. His only loss is to Glenn Williams by decision. He is 2-0 in the UFC. 7 KOs overall. And shout out to Glenn Williams, guys. Glenn Williams literally has only 1 win, and it's Ateba Gutierrez. He beat Ateba, and he's like, you know what, I'm going to retire. He has 1 win, guys. He's 37 years old, I believe. Oh, no, he's 41 now, but at the time he fought Ateba, he was only 37 years old. And he beat Ateba Gutierrez, and he's like, you know what? I can retire happy. He retired happy after beating Ateba Gutierrez. Can you imagine having 1 pro fight and beating Ateba Gutierrez and then retiring? 7 KOs overall, 1 win by decision, 0 wins by sub yet. Ateba has accuracy, speed, good kicks, set up his KOs, looks to create chaos, heavy hands, one of the hardest hitters on this card. He does get tired as the fight goes on, matched up against a former LFA champion, Ozzy Diaz. Ozzy Diaz is 10-3 overall, 34 years old, 6'4", 79-inch reach. But all of Ozzy Diaz's losses come by KO. Joe Pyfer and Zhang Mingyang both KO'd him in the UFC. Ozzy can wrestle, but it's not the best. He's decent in the clinch, but he does get tagged way too often. 1 + 1 = 2. 2 + 2 = 4. Give me Ateba by KO round 1. Let's go, my guy. Ateba, KO round 1. Let's go. Show us what you got, my guy. Let's go. Joe Pyfer versus Abus Magomedov. Joe Pyfer minus 225. Abus Magomedov plus 172. This is a banger scrap. Joe Pyfer has found his groove in this part of his career. Pyfer is 14-3 overall. Only 3 losses are to Jovan Patti, who subbed him, Dustin Stolfus, and Jack Hermanson. Pyfer has been doing some grappling tournaments throughout his career, and it has paid dividends. He had a grappling bouts with Eric Anders, Gerald Mearshart, and Nicholas Wiley. He can adjust very well in between rounds as well. He has Sean Brady on his team, and he can roll and train with Sean Brady. Iron sharpens iron, guys. We saw with CKB, they did very good. Matched up against Abus Magomedov. Abus is the best at winning a round. He actually won the first round against Sean Strickland until he got tired. He gassed bad. He won a round against Kyle Barallo, but he lost that fight. Now on a 3-fight win streak, beating Wally Alves, Bruno Ferreira, and Michel Pereira. He's only 35 years old. He can get it going in the striking. He just gets tired, but he just won a full 15 against Michel Pereira. Joe Pyfer needs, but they were both gassed. Joe Pyfer needs to be on point this fight because I could see it being 1-1 heading into the third round. Just like when Pyfer fought Chiasson, he needed to win that third round. Pyfer by Kier on points. Sub isn't out of the realm of possibility because we know Joe Pyfer has a sneaky good arm triangle, and he finished Abdul Razak Al Hassan with that arm triangle. Guys, I believe, yeah, he did finish with an arm triangle choke. Pyfer has some submissions, guys. He has some submissions, and Abus has lost by submission, guys. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Give me Joe Pyfer. I'm going to go by Kier on points. Let's go my guy Pyfer for the dub. Let's go. Josh Emmett versus Uselyis. Josh Emmett plus 280. Uselyis minus 390. Zalal is a guy who I know will fight for my money. Zalal was cut from the UFC after losing to Ilya Sungwoo Choi and Sean Woodson, and then he had a draw with Damon Blackshear, and then he was cut from the UFC. And then he won a 5-fight win streak and is welcome back to the UFC, and since then, he went 4-0 in his second run in the UFC, guys. You know, remember when Alibi fought Joseph Morales? Joseph Morales was in the UFC, got cut. Modestas Bukauskas, he was in the UFC, but then he got cut, and then he came back. Joseph Morales, Modestas Bukauskas, Uselyis, these guys that get cut from the UFC and then they come back, they do a lot better their second time around. A lot better because they're more experienced and they evolved. They're growing up with the UFC. Zalal is 17-5-1, 29 years old, great footwork and great fight IQ, which is a beautiful combo. Footwork and fight IQ, one of the most lethal combos in MMA. He looked amazing against Qatar, matched up against Josh Emmett. Josh Emmett has been seen hitting weights and his back looks huge, guys. I saw this thing of Josh Emmett lifting up weights. Bro, his back looks huge. Huge, bro. Josh Emmett is a freak of nature. 19-5 overall, 10-5 in the UFC, 2-3 out of his last 5. But he lost to the best, Yair, Ilya, and Lerone most recently. Josh Emmett has a high pain threshold. He can wrestle, 12 knockdowns in 16 UFC fights. Gosh damn. I wouldn't be surprised if he drops Zalal, but I'm banking on Zalal to recover, even if he gets dropped. And maybe wrestle if needed. Emmett can't cut the cage if his life depended on it. He's not a technician. He can be open to the body. Emmett is 40 years old, slowing down. Let me just blow my nose, boys. You can hear it. You can hear it when I'm getting stuffed. He's slowing down. Emmett is 40 years old. The pick is going to be Uselyis. Don't be low volume. Solidify rounds. Start taking this fight over. He has a positive striking differential. Zalal does. Zalal for the dub. Zalal by Kier on points. Maybe an over 2.5. Very important fight for featherweight. Give me Zalal for the dub. Let's go, my guy. Let's go. Good luck, my boy. Yuri Prochazka versus Khalil Rountree. Yuri Prochazka minus 184, Khalil Rountree plus 142. This has Fight of the Night written all over it. Dana, 50 G's, baby. Yuri is by far one of my favorite fighters to watch. The only thing is, he didn't adjust at all against Alex Pereira in the rematch. I don't know what he was thinking. He won't shoot a takedown if his life depended on it. 35-5-1 overall, 11-1 in Ryzen, 5-2 in the UFC. Excuse me. 27 wins by KO, 3 wins by sub, and 1 win by decision. He goes all gas, no breaks. This guy has a chin. He gets hit with 6 significant strikes per minute, which is a little bit of a red flag, but he relies on that chin. Unlike Wanderlei Silva. Wanderlei Silva, he was headbutting in the box match, and he paid for it after, bro. If there's a brawl, I'm that guy that just leaves. I leave. Wanderlei, it's in his blood. He'll never back down. You have boxing gloves, though, my guy. So shout out to Wanderlei. Shout out to my guy. Yuri eats one to give one. The way he did Jamal was so dirty. 6'3", 80-inch reach, only 32 years old. Matched up against the war horse, Khalil Rountree. Khalil has a Muay Thai background. 14-6 overall, 35 years old. Notable performances for Khalil: Jamal Hill, Alex Pereira, Anthony Smith, Chris Dawkins, and Modestas Bukauskas, who we talked about, who got cut and came back. He has yet to shoot a takedown in the UFC, Khalil Rountree. He can blast low kicks and remain composed. I can see this almost being like Yuri versus Rakic, where Rakic won the first round, but he got extremely overwhelmed. Khalil folds when he's overwhelmed. Yuri might even get dropped. Yuri's open to head kicks, hands low worry me. Khalil can take a beating. Maybe the over 1.5 here. I mean, it hit with the Jamal Hill and Khalil round. I mean, Jamal Hill versus Yuri Prochazka. I think there was an over 1.5. Bro, it hit. Over 1.5, I think it hit with the... Yes, it did. Dude, it hit. Bro, that was a sneaky over 1.5. I think a sneaky over 1.5 might hit here, but knock on wood. Maybe not. Maybe not. That over 1.5 for the main event did not hit for Perth. Yuri for the dub. Remember I said the line for... I don't know, guys. Guys, the line is a little bit crazy, guys. The line is crazy. Yuri minus 184. Roundtree plus 142. I expected, you know, a little bit more closer. Minus 150, minus 1... You know, but I guess the bookies are on to Yuri. But, guys, Yuri at a minus 184 is going to make my nails bite. My nails bite. It's going to make me bite my nails. Alright, guys. Merab Davashvili, the Spear Goblin from Clash of Clans, versus Cory Sandhagen plus 300. Merab has been a super active champ ever since he got the belt. He kind of reminds me of Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman was very active when he had the belt. And I was one of those guys that, you know, I didn't really like, Usman foot stomps. Usman just dominating the division. But then when Usman lost, I missed Usman, you know? So as much as I may, you know, not favor Merab, I gotta appreciate the activity. He finished O'Malley recently. Merab is pressure. Always chain wrestling. He has been cracked with a left hook by Marlon Moraes and Henry Cejudo, but he has been way more defensively sound since then. He submitted O'Malley with a north-south choke, looking to defend his belt for the third time in a row. He is 13-2 in the UFC. He lost his UFC debut, and the fight after that, he hasn't lost since. Merab seems to have something new in his arsenal every time he fights. Every time he fights, it's like there's something new in his game. A new wrinkle, a new element in his game. Matched up against Cory Sandhagen. Cory has also leveled up. Since his UFC debut, Cory's on a one-fight win streak beating Figgy with the 50-50 pop. You guys know the 50-50 pop. You either choose to get out of the 50-50 or you choose to go in. It's very dangerous. It's very dangerous because if you turn the wrong way, your knee's going to pop like Figgy. Cory's 18, or it's going to tear. Cory's 18-5, 33 years old, 11-4 in the UFC. Lost to Umar, Peter Yan, and TJ Dillashaw and Aljo. All former champs except for Umar. And Umar fought for the belt, former title challenger. Against Umar, Cory was defending, getting back up. But by the time he got back up and was striking, it was already too late and he was already too gassed. But he did do good against Umar. The chain wrestling can give Cory issues at times, but that doesn't mean he can't solve this issue. You know, it's like a puzzle. We're trying to solve this puzzle. Cory he used to be way more dangerous. And sometimes the chain wrestling can give Cory issues at times, but I still think Cory has it. But he has changed his style completely to a little bit of a more cautious, more adjusted, more high fight IQ style. He used to throw flying knees. Obviously, he still has it in his arsenal. But he used to throw flying knees like crazy wheel kicks that he hit Marlon Moraes, Frankie Edgar with the flying knee. Flying knee to inverted triangle when TJ Dillashaw caught the flying knee, or he turned it into a takedown in the first round. And then what did Cory do? He put him in an inverted triangle from that takedown against TJ Dillashaw. I think Cory should have even won that fight against TJ. But he found a new wrinkle in his game with the wrestling. Lands almost 5 significant strikes per minute. He can flow, has elbows, kicks, knees. But his footwork is where it's at. I would like him to throw a little bit more crazy in this fight, but I know it can leave you more susceptible to getting taken down. No spinning wheel kicks, because the back could be open to Merab. Cory's more well-rounded than O'Malley. And he has way better sub-defense. Cory can throw subs in an attempt to gain respect. And maybe get up or sweep Merab. You know, that 50-50, if he threatens it against Merab, maybe he can force Merab to go into half guard, force Merab to let him up, force Merab to respect his game. But Merab is just a freak of nature on EPO, on gear. A lot of people will discount Cory and overlook him, but when he flows, he is dangerous. I would like Cory to throw a flying knee that he hit Frankie Edgar with. I think he can hit here, but don't just rely on it like Ruffy against BSD. Don't rely on that flying knee. I can see that landing. Sometimes you gotta apply pressure with pressure. Cory can survive as well. He won't just tap easily. The pick is going to be Merab. Merab by submission on points. Merab by KO on points, guys. We learned the first time around. I mean, guys, with O'Malley in the rematch, I had Merab by decision. I didn't have him by double chance. We got to take double chance, guys. Merab by KO on points or submission on points. 25 minutes is a long time. And every time Merab looks better, he might even finish Corey Sandhagen this time. I like him by submission on points or by KO on points. Maybe an over. But, guys, give me Merab for the dub. Submission on points or KO on points, guys. I'm not playing around with that double chance. I know majority has by decision. I'm not playing around. Just in case he ends up finishing Corey. I love that double chance. Either way, let's go. Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira. Magomed Ankalaev minus 245. Alex Pereira plus 186. Man, have the tables have turned. Man, have the tables have turned. 6 months ago and 2 weeks ago was their first bout. Alex Pereira, 12-3. Got a title shot at middleweight. Only 3 fights. Only 3 wins in the UFC. Got a title shot at light heavyweight after 1 win. Poatan is the definition of Dana White privilege. His run at light heavyweight was just glazing after glazing after glazing. He did win the belt in both divisions. Respect. But the way people talked about Poatan, like he should go to heavyweight, like if he cleared out the division when Magomed Ankalaev was up next, was absolutely atrocious. He was avoiding Ankalaev for the long time. And if you guys don't believe me, go back to Poatan's tweets from 2024 after he beat Khalil Roundtree. He was like, let's make Magomed Ankalaev wait a little bit, but we're here now. We're here now. Since he had the belt, multiple tweets and multiple times, Poatan said Ankalaev can wait. Ankalaev doesn't deserve the fight. He doesn't deserve to fight me. And he loses the first time he faces Ankalaev, and he expects an immediate rematch. You know, if this was the other way around, I don't know if Magomed Ankalaev would get an immediate rematch. This fight was rumored for the summer, but Poatan said he needed more time. I don't know if you guys remember that, but they were supposed to fight in the summer. It was rumored, and then Poatan said, oh, he needs more time. He's on a break, on one of the longest breaks since entering in the UFC. Poatan's best win is Izzy. Alex Pereira is huge, great footwork, great power, low kicks, and he can download data very well in between rounds. I like the way he performed against Izzy, guys, the first time around. One of his best performances. 10 wins by KO, 2 wins by decision. Alex is a finisher, matched up against a true technician. A man who had to work his way up to get to where he is now. A man who had to get 11 wins to get a title shot from a guy who was running away from him for over a year. Poatan did defend every takedown their last time out. Ankalaev almost finished Alex Pereira. The teeps to the body, the pressure against the cage. Ankalaev keeps on getting better each and every time he shows up. I think Ankalaev will be able to get Alex down this time. Alex, it's going to be tricky, guys, because with a rematch, it almost never goes exactly the same. Something switches it up. We might have a trilogy on our hands. Alex seemed frustrated. He couldn't get off the fence his last time out. And this time, leading up to this fight, Alex Pereira seems frustrated this time around, talking way more than before, using Google Translate, waiting for him at the UFC PI, going to the UFC PI multiple times. When they didn't meet the first time, Alex Pereira's like, yo, he's running away from me. But Magomed Ankalaev said that the people at the UFC PI said, don't go, it's going to cause an issue. And Alex Pereira's talking a lot more, almost like the Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor trilogy. When Conor lost, he lost it. He lost his mind a little bit, and he started going crazy. Your wife is in my DMs. Started trying to get under Dustin Poirier's skin. Guys, Alex is looking to take back vengeance. He's looking to come back with vengeance. He's looking to come back with revenge. And a man with vengeance, a man with revenge, is a very dangerous man. The pick is going to be Magomed Ankalaev. But guys, this is going to be a competitive fight. It is going to be crazy. It's going to be a war, guys. I wouldn't be surprised if it might just be a wipeout on either side. Rematches almost never play the same, guys. Keep the pressure. I think Alex doesn't do that well in rematches. He lost the rematch against Izzy. He kind of does get it. He got overzealous against Izzy. Fell for it. I know he was winning that fight, but he got knocked out. I don't know if Alex does the best in rematches. The pick is going to be Magomed Ankalaev. But we know vengeance. A man with vengeance is a very dangerous man. Keep overwhelming Alex. Keep the pressure. Keep the takedown attempts. Even if you don't get taken, even if you don't get the takedown, just keep it in his head to worry about. Work that teep to the midsection. Work the midsection. Nullify the low kicks like you did the first time. Ank to win by submission on points or even by KO on points, guys. With the co-main event and the main event, I gotta go double chance. I cannot just choose one method of victory because anything can happen. Double chance saves lives. Ankalaev to win by KO on points. 48-47, 49-46, and 48-47 by unanimous decision. The winner by unanimous decision, Magomed Ankalaev, and still, baby. And still, let me know what you guys think, guys. Let me know what you guys think, guys. Is Alex Pereira going to be back? Does he come back? Do we get a trilogy? What do you guys think? I hope you guys enjoyed this video, guys. Probably one of my longest prediction videos, but because of the, we were doing the recap. I hope you guys enjoyed, guys. Peace. The best is blessed. And I'll be live this week, so stay tuned. Hit the bell. And hit the bell. Yeah, hit the bell because the community tab, you get notifications. You get more alerts, And you never know. I always let you guys know what a banger fight BSD versus Benil Dariush got announced. I'll always be announcing fights, guys. God bless. See you guys in the next one. Peace. Have a great week and a great weekend. Thank you guys so much. 2,600. I'm coming for you, baby. Peace.